All right, welcome back to Speak Up for Julie, the podcast that you probably don't want to be listening to right now, and I definitely don't want to be doing. If you're just joining us for the first time, you won't notice anything different because you've never seen this room or anything around me. If this is not your first time viewing one of these, let me address a couple of the elephants in the room. One is on my head. So this hat is going to come with a bit of a weird story behind it whenever I'm ready to share that one fully. But until then, I'd just like to get your take on whether or not this seems like completely silly. Is it wrong? Is it weird? Does it fit me? Personally, I've been getting really used to it and I think it fits me, but I would like everybody's take. Anyway, the other one is behind me, and it's a shirt that has quite an exceptional, quite a heartbreaking story, but quite an exceptional story. You may have seen that shirt if you saw the Live 5 interview. If it was something that you ran into on Facebook, then the picture of Julianne was right after being done crowd surfing and giving high fives to the people in the front row at the rail and wearing that shirt. So that's just the first little tidbit about what's special about that shirt. Anyway, we're a little over a minute into this now. This episode is titled Rally the Troops. The reason that I'm saying that is I'm trying to get some people to show up locally at a next school board meeting and see if we can grab their attention in a different way. So there's already been an event shared out. And if you are local to the Somerville area, I would welcome anyone and everyone that wants to show up to the school board meeting and say a little something about bullying and their lack of handling it, or say something about teen suicide and their lack of acknowledging it, or don't say anything at all. Sign up for a 3-minute slot and stand there and just mean mug them the whole time like they do to me. That's all good too. You don't have to say a single word to get this message across. So anyway, after having done the research for the episode titled Change Can't Happen Soon Enough, and then cranking out episode 8, Honesty is the Best Policy, right from the hip, more from the heart, but, unscripted, I had some reflection time while I was in Iceland. And then also while in Iceland, that happened to be when the Live 5 interview was finally able to air. So fortunately, that gave a lot more traffic to the website. I am hoping to not lose this momentum. I've already reached out to several people that have asked for assistance in their own local school districts, also giving them the cold shoulder when they are trying to just protect their children. So I'm thankful for all of that extra traffic, even if it includes more work and, quite frankly, more pain for me. That is what I signed up for when I threw my hat in the ring, if you will, and started all this. So this episode is Rally the Troops. And why Rally the Troops? Well, after having read 24 other teen suicide articles, one of them being from my own home state recently, and that wasn't as bad as it got. Right after I got home from Iceland, I found out there was a 10-year-old Autumn Bushman, and at only 10 years old, left an incredible mark on her friends and family and is no longer here. I don't have enough of the rest of that story. I am sure there is more to unfold, and I've reached out to try to get in touch with them and see if this can help in any way. Again, we're going to revitalize our push to get other organizations to partner with us and do something more than providing awareness literature and research. The awareness literature and research is important, but right now we need boots on the ground. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you don't see what else is going around right now politically, for what we need on the front of stopping bullying in schools, holding the schools accountable for the jobs of protecting our children the way they're supposed to, the way they tell us that they are doing, and they obviously are not. If we want to change that, we need to have boots on the ground. So, yes, we're trying to rally the troops. Quite literally the day after I released the Change Can't Happen Soon Enough podcast is the day that the world lost autumn. It sure cannot happen soon enough. Several of the articles that I read detailed large gatherings to address the situation with the school, and that's why I want to rally the troops. It's still happening. It still needs to be more prevalent in the news, and we need a large showing at school board meetings to speak up for all of them. All of them. Okay, so what do we need? Well, for this round, what I need is for anybody that's in the Somerville area. So if you have the opportunity to be in Somerville, South Carolina on the 14th of April, which is a Monday, and can be at the Dorchester 2 school board meeting that Monday at 6 p.m., a little bit earlier, because I would like for as many people as possible to fill up those spots for speaking. By the way, you can fill out a card to speak, and you don't even have to speak. Again, I said, you can just have your card, you can say that you have comments, and you can just stand there and stare at them until they try to dismiss you. Alternatively, I can also record some 2-ish minute snippets that you can just stand up there and boop, 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 phone to the microphone and stare at them. Well, you don't have to say a word. And yes, by the way, I will make sure that it's not all just me saying my bits. You will have some pertinent sound bites of your choosing, obviously, that you can play. So the other thing is that if you're seeing this and you are not in the Somerville, South Carolina area, keep this in mind for some time within about the next just under 2 months. I'm going to try to arrange a national movement for people to show up at their local school boards, wherever you may be. And we need to put our foot down. We need to tell the schools we will not accept the lip service. We will not accept them ignoring our pleas. We will not accept them stonewalling us when we try to hold them accountable for what they say they do. So, yeah, boots on the ground. April 14th, I'm going to try to get boots on the ground locally. By the end of May, obviously May 23rd is an important date for this household. But the end of May, and at that point, I hope to have already been in touch with the National Education Association and gotten some help on listing the schools and the volunteers we have to show up at which schools, and which schools have their meetings on which days. And when I say schools, I mean school districts, and obviously they're handled differently in some areas where there are combined districts and there are regional centers and whatever. So we'll figure out all of the logistics that it does not matter where you are. You will have a local option at the end of May to go speak up for Julian, speak up for Autumn, speak up for all of them. Because if you think that this can't happen to you, I promise you, you are wrong. If I haven't covered that in a few of these already, I can tell the story of how our family was the American dream. We did everything right. Promise it can happen to you. If the episode I did a couple of weeks ago doesn't tell you that this is not a localized issue, that this is an issue that we need to address everywhere. Yes, this is happening. Okay, so again, thank you for listening. Please share this to raise awareness. As I've been looking, we have most of our traffic on Facebook. I don't really care which of these platforms everybody prefers. I try to put them on all the platforms, not all of them on all the platforms. I'm sorry, then it's too much work for me. So if there's a different platform, I will take that feedback. I will bring this largely to that platform. But I appreciate you watching. Follow us on Facebook, maybe on Twitter. I refuse to call it the other thing. Maybe on Instagram, maybe on Blue Sky, whatever. And let's keep this going. Let's speak up for all of them. Thank you.